If during a fight you feel like you have to leave, like staying is too much, this episode's for you. Not to tell you just stay, but to show you how to handle that moment without hurting yourself or your relationship. Well, hello all, I'm Renee, and here's...
Hi everyone, this is Michaela. How are you today?
Oh, I'm good, although tomorrow's Monday, but hey, we gotta stay positive, don't we?
Oh, we do. It's always the same old story.
Yeah, well, that's why we have weeks, but you know what, guys? And really, I really, like, rather than saying, oh, Blue Monday, and that, no, change the chip, okay? It's Monday, okay? Get that in your head.
It's Monday.
Get rolling, positive vibes, because yeah, I do strongly believe that if you think positive, you're going to attract the positive. I don't know what you think about that, Michaela.
Yeah, I think that too. I think when we act in a positive way, I'm not saying that when we act in a positive way, nothing bad is going to happen, because life is life. But yeah, I think if we think positive and we try to do things in a positive way, we can have positive things too.
Yeah, ditto. Yeah, I think so. So, Michaela, I gather that today's episode is going to be about you don't want to leave, but you don't know how not to run.
Wow. Yeah. We all been in situations where we don't know how to deal with our partner, because this person, every time we had an argument or we have a fight, the response is, this is over, I'm done, so see you later, alligator. It was nice to see you, but that's it. And at the end of the day, nothing happens. But it's always the way this person reacts.
Yeah, so it's about defining the problem clearly, right? I mean, whether it's you or them, you're not trying to leave the relationship, and you're just trying to escape the intensity of what you feel, like not getting so intense, because that's exhausting. I don't know, Michaela. I find it, when it's intense all the time, it's really tiring.
Yeah, because this person doesn't know how to regulate his feelings, or the way the fight, or the way he's feeling about the fight, or or get some space in his head or her head and say, wait, I need to process all the information, because somehow he has to feel, or she has to feel trapped. And that's why they just, okay, I have to run away, because, or maybe they have kind of something more profound in them,
Yeah, but I mean, you gauging that, you regulating that, calibrating that, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I keep thinking about, for example, my glucometer back in the old days, having to calibrate it every time it either shut down or I had to get a new one. It was an issue. And, when you're with a person, okay, you might have to calibrate them one time, or gauge them or whatever. But if you're constantly having to do that, that I would find very tiring.
But yeah, of course it is, because it must be super hard to deal with this situation all the time, every time you have an argument, because it just kind of goes in a way that it's out of proportion. Like, why are you reacting like that? I mean, it's not the way it's supposed to be. And obviously this person is like feeling too much emotions, too much tension, and too much happening at once in his head. And that's the instinct that they have to get out, to run. Before anything else, that they want to run, to avoid the situation and say, you know what, I need to understand this, and I can't, so I feel overwhelmed, and it's not you, but it's me, but I hate you because I'm feeling like that, and I don't know how to deal with this. And the only thing they have is to say, this is over.
Yeah, they might say that. No, I've heard so many cases. And at the same time, you might feel that way too. You might, well, if they're the confrontational ones, you might be in the back of your head, you're thinking, get out, get out. I can say, I speak for myself, I have been in that situation where I've been like, I gotta get out of here. I can't handle this. I gotta get out, you know,
Yeah.
and they might be in that position too, or might not. I don't know, but it's tense.
But I think it's a big difference to say, I need to get out of this situation, but I need to breathe, and I need to go for a walk and clear my head to be able to handle stuff. And another thing is to enter a relationship and not being able to understand that your reaction to always run away and ending your relationship with this person because you feel trapped maybe is costing you your relationship, because it's gonna be a point of where the other person is gonna say, you know what, you're right,
fine,
I'm done, I'm gonna get my stuff, and that's it, because you know what, I'm tired too.
I'm tired of these empty threats, and it's exhausting both ways. So yeah, like I mean, sometimes I hear some fights over the dumbest things, and really they escalate in no time. Like, your sister was rude to me, this and that, and all day long, and then the guy's like, you know what, I'm getting out of here. And it's like, okay, go for a chill walk, because your sister guy messed your girlfriend or your wife. So yes, okay, remove yourself for a bit because you have to think clearly, but at the same time, don't be like, hey, you offended my sister, I'm out of here. No, I mean, that was your sister, not you. You shouldn't have been in your relationship in the first place, meaning your intimate relationship between you and your couple, you know. So you have to take a walk. What I see a lot is this throwing in the towel over other people, other family members or friends.
But that's the problem that this kind of person have. That's because somehow they must be suffering for some kind of trauma, that they feel abandonment or something in their childhood, or something, a very bad experience, and that's the way they have the mechanism that they have to protect themselves somehow. But the problem is that, yeah, you might be protecting yourself because you are like, before you leave me, I'm gonna leave you, but the other person might not have any intention of leaving you, right? So that's why it's so important to understand why this person is acting like that. But it's a lot of story behind it. It's not just an impulse. It's something that helps this person to protect himself or herself in this situation. But it doesn't mean that the other person is not getting tired of it.
Well, if it happens repeatedly, yeah, you know, and that's when, you know, you should think about, you know, you have to talk to yourself. And look, guys, sometimes it's really hard to have a broad scope. You know, you tend to think in terms of your own perspective. Look at the big picture. Nobody's perfect, right? So again, you need your space. That does not mean you have to move out and go to the closest hotel and no, that's overly dramatic, unless there's other situations, which I'm not going to get into. But, you know, take that moment and say, you know, okay, we can't talk right now. Let's not insult each other. We can't. We need our space. You take 5 seconds, 5 minutes, you get your
An
own space.
hour if you need an hour.
An hour a day, maybe 2 weeks, but you need that time to cool off
Down,
because
yeah.
the worst, and I speak for myself, the worst decisions are made when you're angry.
Yeah, in the heat of the moment are the worst the decisions ever. And and the problem is that sometimes even this kind of person have, or we kind of see a narcissistic trait, because we think that this person thinks that he's perfect and I'm always the bad one. And this person doesn't even see that he is the one who is provoking all this situation when he starts saying, you did that and you did that and you and you and you, and what about what you did? I mean, when you have an argument, it's because something happened, or you disagreed with something, or But when someone is criticizing you and saying your ways, I don't like the way you talk to me, I don't like the way you treat me, and you're like, and you threatening me and stuff like that, and you're like, but you started it, I'm just reacting.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying it's a good thing to react in the same way, but the thing is, a lot of people do that. And when they're in this situation like that, and you are with someone who is easily intimidated, it's easier for this person to say, okay, you're right, and I did it wrong, you are the victim, I'm the bad one. But if you are dealing with someone who doesn't eat your bullshit, sorry my friends, sorry for my French guys, but it's what it is. This person get even more mad, because when you are in front of someone who can call you out, who can put all the attacks in this person and just be able to turn these things on the other person with facts, oh, you threatened me, but you did it 5 minutes ago. What? I threatened you? You're telling me that I threatened you now when you threatened me about this and this and this 5 minutes ago? I'm just acting the same way you do. The only thing is, you did that to me because you didn't agree, because you wanted to have it your way, you wanted to screw in with me, and suddenly, I'm telling you, you knew it, you knew that I needed to run because I had a lot of things to do, and I wanted to do it very early in the morning, and you did everything you could to make me stay longer and drive you to work because you couldn't take an Uber or whatever, and then I couldn't do what I have to do in the morning, because when I arrived the situation changed a lot and there was no possible way for me to do what I had to, and now you screwed me up, and now I'm telling you, thank you for that. Get yourself a hug, because you actually were able to do what you wanted to do, who was screw me. And you did it. Congratulations. And this person is feeling attacked because you were saying what you had to do is showing him the fact that, okay, you wanted to do that? Okay, you won. But I want you to know that I'm not going to forget that.
Yeah, because that expression, forgive and forget, I'm sorry, but that's, to me at least, it sounds unrealistic. It's like, it's very hard to, that's why these spaces, in terms of, okay, give me my space, okay, I'm not leaving the relationship, I just need a moment alone. Mm-hmm. And that moment, I'm not giving you a time frame. Obviously, I'm not going to go away for 100 years. No.
No, obviously not.
I mean, unless you're, I don't know, what is his name? I can't remember the guy's name that lived so long. No, I'm not a biblical figure. No. But I need a break. Can you respect that? Because if we continue arguing, all that's going to happen is, apart from wasted energy, it's going to escalate. And then, yes, the insults can get very serious. And,
bad. Very bad.
Words are, I know a lot of people say, a picture saves 1,000 words. Well, you know what?
Words
the hell for that. Words, sticks and stones can break my bones. That's nonsense. Words do hurt.
Yeah, and they can be very, very painful and very hurtful and have a lot of consequences, and we don't realize that. And, when this person is always attacking you and being the victim, and you show him that or her that you're not playing this game because you know it, because it's so predictable, because it's always the same old story, and you show that person with facts, this person feels disarmed, because it's like, my God, it always worked for me before. Why it doesn't work for me? So when you understand that, call him out on what he did or she did, and you are only responding the same way, and you can showing this person with facts that he or she is the problem, who start all this situation because he want to get his way or her way, and you're not letting him or her win this game, because you're not afraid, because if this person gets violent, you're like, I'm the wall, honey. You're not going through this wall. This person doesn't know how to react, and this situation for him is or her is even worse, because he is used to be the victim. He's used to manipulate to get his way, and it's not working. So how we can deal with that, but with this situation, this is very hard, but we have, as you say, we have to pause before you speak with this person, which is very, very hard sometimes, because they have the way to push all your buttons, and you really want sometimes to kick them in the ass and say, no, it's enough.
You want to, and you're human and you want a punishment, but that's why it's like, you know what? You have to take control of this quote unquote break. Like, unfortunately, you will have to step up to that. But rather than receiving insults or pointless arguments, what you do is you remove yourself. You say, again, I need my space right now. We're not going to get anywhere. It's like talking to some call center in, I'm not going to mention a country, but, and hey, do you have your credit card number? And please hold, and like that. Well, you're going to have to put them in that mode. Okay. Yeah. And they have to allow you to do that. And they're going to come back, because as Michaela said, they take it as abandonment, and you're like, no, I'm being mature about this. This is not abandonment.
And I'm not the one who wants to leave the relationship. I just need 5 seconds. I just need time to cool down. I need to cool off. I need space, and I need to clear my head, because otherwise I'm going to play your game, but against you.
Yeah. And it's so important to clarify that, because a lot of people, again, the mouth is very, I'm sorry, sometimes we have serpents in our mouth. And nothing against serpents, okay? I'm not going to go against snakes, because I actually like some. But what I'm getting at is you regulate yourself. You're like, okay, I'm going to go calm down. All right? And that is going to imply slow breathing, walking, cold water on my face, silence. Silence is golden. Switch off the phone, no texting, no nothing. And just regulate yourself. But at the same time, don't buy into an act. Like, you're regulating yourself.
Yeah.
They have to regulate themselves, calibrate themselves also.
And if you did so, and even if they weren't able to cool off, because they're maybe the kind of person who needs to be, jumping in you all the time to try to fix things, and they are actually making you feel worse, but they are like, okay, I will give you 5 minutes, but maybe they didn't cool off. But if you came back with another energy, you can be able to tell them, okay, let's talk, but I want you to tell me without making me the bad person, and focus on the reality, your problems, my problems, what did you do, what did I do, and tell me exactly what or how do you feel in this moment, but the way you really feel, without attacking me.
With structure.
Exactly.
Which includes safety. Yeah, exactly. You need some structure. But again, Rome wasn't built in a day. So yes, time is needed, folks. I'm sorry. Look, why do we not do things like a whirlwind or fire or whatever? You know how fire ignites everything. Well, there's no structure in fire. That's why the devil likes it. And I'm not getting all religious. What I'm saying is that, you light a fire and
Yeah.
right there in your face. You don't need that. You need structure. You need those,
Yeah, so
building blocks.
exactly. So if you are able to talk with this person, and you see that this person is getting mad again or yelling or his voice getting louder, you say, okay, you know what? Shh, stop. We're going to stop. I'm not going to talk to you if you continue to do this. We need to be calm, and I need you to calm down, and I need you to tell me with these words, really, right now I feel maybe overwhelmed. Right now I feel too much, because for me this situation and be this way, or because la la la, it's the way it makes me feel, and that's why I do that kind of stuff. Or when you do that, I feel insecure. That's the why I feel this way, or I react that way. And when we do that, and we are able to say, tell me what you feel, and tell me with this phrase, right now I feel. What you're going to do is that two things are going to happen. First of all, your body is going to, feel better, calmer, less heavy, it's going to calm down. And when this happens, your mind slows down too. So everything gets more easier to understand, because you're not yelling, you're not attacking, so the communication, it's getting better. But you have to be sure that this person is listening to you, and that you're listening to this person. So when this person is telling you, I feel overwhelmed, and they explain why they are feeling this way, and you are like, okay, I understand that you are telling me that you feel overwhelmed, because you have to repeat what this person said. Why? Because in this moment, when you repeat what this person is saying, this person knows that you are actually listening.
Yeah. And that's true too, the listening bit, and that's maturity, as opposed to using, I'm leaving, as a form of control, because that does not bring any peace at all. The whether you do it or they do it, that I'm leaving bit, for most people, it feels like a cold bucket of water, or an explosion of lava, however you want to take it, but it's shocking either way, and it's not the way to save a relationship. It creates a lot more threat and damages trust.
Sorry, yeah, absolutely. And the problem is that it's very hard to deal with this situation when it's something that happens every time you have a fight or an argument, because seriously, you really get tired. And when this person, who is very afraid of being abandoned, sees that you are actually reached that point where you say, okay, that's what you want, that's what you want to have, this is over, fine, and you show this person that you actually done with this, and you still start packing your things, or you know,
Mm-hmm.
this person suddenly shuts down because he's like, oh man, what did I do? This person is really leaving me, and that's not what I want. But the thing is that you can see that there's a pattern, not just because of you, but if you have some friends and of him for a very long time and you talk to them, you will realize that's a pattern with all his or her
Relationships,
relationships.
yeah.
Yeah. And you can see that this person is always saying you never change, you're never going to change, but the person is not changing, and he's, oh no, I'm changing because I did that and that. But when you see the pattern, you see, but that's not the past. Oh, that's another thing. Now we're talking about the past. Is why you have to bring the past all the time when they are attacking you, and you are not. It's not your past.
Mm-hmm.
You don't realize it, but you are doing the same things. So if you're not able to close and repair what is happening now because it's happened before in your past, and you are repeating the same thing, is because your past is very present in your life right now, and it's affecting me. It's not about, you can say, I'm not this person and I'm not this person, I'm not your ex, because you might have another way to turn things or deal with things. But if this person is telling you, you always bring me the past, and we had a pact that you won't do that, it's like, yeah, I'm not bringing your past. It's, I'm telling you, you have that problem before, and we're still having this same problem with me, a different person. Means that your past is not over. You didn't close your past. It's still here because we still have the same kind of problem that you have with that ex and that ex and that ex.
Mm-hmm.
Your past is present right now, and you have to fix it in order to have a better relationship, because the pattern is not me, it's you.
And that goes for both sides. If you're dealing or they're dealing with a past, neither he or she can control your internal state. Not that you want that, or vice versa. If people drag stuff from the past into a current relationship, it's bound for disaster, because this is a clean slate, supposedly. And yeah, you can now and then reminisce, or not even reminisce. You can remember things you lived in the past, and they can too. But if you guys are constantly dwelling, and the person keeps on bringing up stuff from a past relationship, whether they're dead or alive, that is interfering in the flow of your current relationship. It's best to chat it out, have a chin wag one night, and say, okay, yes, you had this relationship, you did this and that, your good things, your bad, okay. But that was be like a cat, that was one of your lives. Now you've got a new meow life with me.
Yeah, exactly. Stop bringing me the old meow.
Exactly. You don't want to have meows, but it's like, what, and a lot of people, unfortunately, and they don't even do it consciously. They do it subconsciously, where they bring up people from oh, she looked like this, or he used to do this, or whether they're dead or alive. I mean, it really doesn't make much of a difference whether they're dead or alive. If they bring up the past, it's interfering in your current relationship, and that there should be limits. You can reminisce in private, maybe now and then talk about your past, but never let it go beyond, oh, this was a good person, or that was a good person, and that's it. But now I'm with you. I'm living this life with you, this experience.
Mm-hmm.
So let's make our own memories. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, but at the end of the day, if they don't change that pattern, nothing is going to change. Because we can try to be the most patient person, but having the same problems that that they were, obviously before you didn't know that, you actually obviously knew about this after you start dating this person. You learn about this situation when you were dating or married with this person. But when you realize that the same problem is repeating itself since, I don't know, 30 years ago, that's not you, it's your partner. Because he's doing the same thing in every single relationship. It doesn't matter if it's his ex number 1 or his ex number 10. They had the same problems. This person hasn't changed. This person's still doing the same mistakes, the same reactions, the same kind of things that actually blew up the other relationships before yours.
Yeah. And it's hard to sometimes it is hard. I mean, it took me a while to get around all that, to really observe. You develop a sort of criteria, and if you see the same pattern happening with you, after let's give it a limit of, I'm going to go with 6 months in any relationship. Okay, limit, that's my limit. But if you keep hearing about people from the past, whether it's one person or the other, and they just keep digging it up, it's like, you know what, honey, I mean, you got your past, I got mine. But the difference between us both is that I'm ready to have a new relationship with a person who's on the same page. If you're turning the book back, you're reading the beginning of Jane Eyre or whatever you want to call it, well, then we're not on the same page. Because you see, I'm not at the beginning. I'm very much way ahead in the book. So, I mean, if you keep turning back, for me, that's not progress at all. You're just stuck in the past. And honestly, I mean, if you can't change the channel, well, what are we doing? Because again, and I say this, I think I've said it in every episode, guys, time does not come back. It doesn't. You can get money back. Sure you can. It might be hard, but time, it doesn't matter if you go to the best surgeon in the world. It's not going to come back.
Yeah, that's a big problem. But the problem with this person is that they don't have to be bad people,
No, of course
They
not.
might be very nice people, but they have that issue. And the problem with this kind of people is that, well, they never get, they are not the kind of people who are going to own their problems. They will always reflect them to another person. So it's very, very hard because, as I said earlier, if you're a person who is like easier to scared or easier to gaslighting, you're gonna be the bad one. But if you are in front of someone who doesn't really eat your shit, again, this person is gonna be in a very, very hard problem because what worked before is not working the same way. So he doesn't feel balanced,
Mm-hmm.
And this person is showing him that, or her, that if that's what he wants, he's gonna get it sooner or later. Because she or he always have, I don't know, maybe had that reaction of leaving and packing her stuff or his stuff and said, that's what you want. Okay, that's it, but I'm leaving. And this person knows that he doesn't have the control anymore. And that you're not taking all the bullshit because you show this person what he did, and that's why showing them the importance of dealing with this person with facts is so important. Because they don't have the control of the situation. You are having the control. So you can even say, you know what, I'm getting the control. If you want to talk, we're going to talk about that. And we want to talk in this way. And if you really want to leave. But this is how it's going to work. You want to make a list about the bad things I did and the bad things I do, and I'm gonna make the same list, and we're gonna make a pact, maybe, or maybe we're gonna make some new limits. You know, and you are telling me that I'm rude. Okay, maybe I'm rude, but you take things out of proportion, and that's not a negotiable. You don't want me to say bad words. Okay, I'm not. No negotiable. But you cannot react this way. And if you do, this is over. Because it means that it's not my problem, it's your problem. Because let's be honest, you can say someone who is acting in the bad way and insulting that person without insulting that person. So you can get a lot more easier without using bad words, telling him the same things or her the same things you want to say.
Looking for real conversations about love, connection, and everything in between? Listen to Love Hacks, honest, heartfelt, and in 4 languages: English, Espanol, Francais, and Portuguese. Find your version wherever you get your podcast. See you soon.
Right? But at the end of the day, if this person, one of the reactions that piss you off and make a big problem in your relationship is that this person is taking everything out of proportion and makes a big drama and explodes, and it's like the atomic bomb, and that's when he starts, oh, I'm leaving because you're not playing his game, and you are showing him or her that this situation is not how he says it is, but because you actually show all the facts to him or her. Well, for him, it's a normal reaction. It's something that he or she hasn't been able to deal with 30 years before you. So he has a lot more work to do than you. So you have to take control to see if this person is able to work on himself or herself. If this person is not able to change, even if he's always or she's always saying, I'm changing, I did change, and you can have all the proof that he didn't, you can say, no, you did not. Because of that, and you can talk to me about the past because I talked to your daughter, your mother, your sister, your whatever, and you still have the same kind of problem. So no, it's not the past, it's my present. We are suffering for that now, and I'm done because we had a pact, and you did it again. You're not able to change. That's over.
Yeah, and I think that's a way of not abandoning yourself, right? Like you're standing your ground without being ridiculous. You've laid the facts down, and the facts are the facts, like.
Yeah, facts are facts, and that's what I love them. Because there's no way to say isn't true. A fact is a fact because of a reason, scientific, or because it's a horrible truth that you don't want to deal with, but it is what it is. You can change it. It is what it is. Facts are facts. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, now I'm going to be cheeky. Just ask Prince Andrew. I'll leave it at that.
Exactly. Facts are facts, and that's why I love them. And for a lot of people, they are the worst enemy ever.
Yes, but and it's not being a lawyer. It's just protecting yourself, your integrity. You might love this person a lot, but I mean, if they repeat patterns, if they're tilting you towards, as I said earlier, abandoning yourself. You don't want to abandon yourself, okay? Because at the end of the day, come hell or high water, whether you're madly in love with this person or have built a life with this person for 30 years, I mean, once again, we cannot make another person our island, okay? We are an island and they are an island, and well, sometimes we get together and maybe we become a country, right? But at the end of the day, nobody has the guarantee. I'll share this. I just lost a very close friend out of nowhere. And her spouse is devastated. And man, honestly, like it must be so rough. But you know what? He's drawing strength from himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he misses her, but he's a he, and she was, oh, God bless her, but this is an example of why, even if the relationship is Flanders style, if you guys don't know The Simpsons, okay, but even if it seems as perfect as can be, something can happen. Whether it's a big argument, whether it's that someone is deceased, whether someone just gets bored and wants to, there's no guarantee. So you try to play by what's most based on common sense, not being overly dramatic, but at the same time not being overly sarcastic or nasty all the time, or I'm empowered, like look at me and shut your mouth. No.
Mm-hmm.
Those exaggerations, extremes get us nowhere. Look at the world today.
Yeah.
Extremes get us nowhere. So,
Yeah. We have to deal with this situation, and that's why, again, boundaries, guys, are so important. That's why you have to respect yourself. And I can tell you something very, very important, because when you let someone like that win all the time, they are killing you somehow. But if you have the force to let them know that you're not playing their game, that they are not fooling you in any single way, they feel threatened because they know that their game is not working. And I'm not saying that situation is easy, but if you can handle and make this person see with all the clues that we just gave you today, and make them or force them somehow with the boundaries to change, because they don't want to leave you.
Yeah, they don't
know how to deal with their feelings, and they need, maybe they have that urge to humiliate something, humiliate you. Sorry, guys. Or they might need to show you that they know better, that they are smarter, or they are, hyper intelligent. And even if they're not, they need to make themselves see that they are better than you are. But you are actually showing them that that's not what it is. And with all the boundaries that you are going to put on the table, because you're done with this situation, and this person actually works these things because they don't want to leave you, you are growing as a couple. But if you can see that the next 3 fights, because maybe the next one is going to be kind of the same thing, you have the choice to say, you know what, we say this is over because I give you another chance and you blow it, so I'm done, and you leave. Or you decide to give him or her another chance, because, as I say, it's hard for someone to change, in a month. It doesn't happen. It's very, very hard to do so in such a quickly moment in your life. Even the Dalai Lama didn't change so fast. Because you have to work a lot on yourself. But if you see that this person in the next fight or discussion is trying to, change, well, you can, okay, he's making an effort. But if you see that this person is just reacting the same old way, guys, don't lose your time. This person is never going to change, because he is unable, or she is unable, to see that I'm not saying that you don't have a problem, because you might be part of the problem, but that the biggest part or responsibility is not yours. It's the way this person is reacting.
Yeah. And if they can't break that mold, it's not your fault.
Yeah.
They have a brain and sentiments and whatever. It's a question of self-reflection,
Yeah, and
you know.
we need to understand another thing. People cannot give you what they don't know.
Exactly.
They will give you
Like
how they love, they knew or learn how to love, or their capacity to give you what they are capable to give you, but they can give you something that they don't know how. That's not possible, and we have to understand that too.
Yeah, I'm going to give a perfect example. I ain't no Degrassi, so I can't really quantum physics, okay? So there you go. Yeah, exactly. Michaela's spot on.
Yeah.
So, all right, folks. Well, I guess we're done. I hope we hope that you guys benefit from this information and really take a close listen. Michaela, any closing?
Well, guys, if you love this podcast, follow us, talk about us with your friends. If you have friends who needs that kind of a hack, please tell them, and we are going to do whatever we can to help you always.
Indeed, we will. Have a great one.
See you guys, and see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. No encuentro mi phone, pero es que no era. Ahorita corto esto. If this episode resonated with you, make sure to like the video and share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.